Well, look who finally showed up. Oh, no, I wasn't worried that you'd stand me up for a second. I just assumed that perhaps you couldn't find the place. It isn't quite the college hangout spot. Now, I'm not trying to make fun or anything. I simply have to admit that I don't expect you to have frequented this little shop too much. Again, we're not that close to campus, and well, the clientele is a little more upscale. I'm not saying you're not upscale. I'm saying that somebody from the university finding themselves here would be rare. Now, would you like to continue questioning my motives, or would you like to take a seat? You're right. Here, I'm not the professor, you're not the TA. We're just two people. An Incubus and his compatriot? Yes, I'm not quite sure the wording here either. Truth be told, we don't know that much about each other. Friend might not be the best term. Yet. Compatriot will work for the moment. Come, join me. Sit. I have a tab open if you'd like something. This establishment knows me quite well. No. I tend to avoid the cafes near the campus. It's not that they're not good, but I try not to associate with students too much. You and I can associate as much as we'd like. You're not a student anymore. I know. Graduation has that effect on people. I figured you might like a change of scenery. Truth be told, if we keep meeting in my office at ungodly hours, people will begin to talk. Well, forgive me if this is a bit presumptuous, but I worry about your reputation. And mine, if I'm being fair. You were my TA as a student. You're now my TA professionally. Us meeting in my office at ungodly hours tends to send the wrong message. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm usually a fan of the wrong message. It means something fun's going on, but I don't want that stigma following you, and if I'm being fair, I don't need it following me either. Let's be completely fair here for a second. The last thing I need is the university thinking that I'm cozying up to certain students. Incubi already have a bad enough reputation. The last thing I need is anyone thinking that I'm getting close to students and waiting for them to graduate. Not exactly a good look on my CV. Exactly. which is why a cafe far away from campus. Again, would you like anything? Well, I guess that all depends on you. We could be here for a few minutes or a few hours, depending. Right here, I have the entire case file of the incident we're discussing. Incident is a much better term than string of murders. Belies the severity of the situation, and we might need that in public. Because officially nobody knows about it yet. The Frosthaven PD is trying to keep this all under wraps. A friend of mine, Sam, I think I told you about him. He's the one who brought this to my attention. Oh, at any given time, Sam's working 4 to 5 cases. Poor man is far too overworked, but sometimes when he thinks there's a need, he hands them off to me. From me, I get the crew involved. Yeah, a few of us. An incubus, a few succubi, smattering of other demons. We all have a vested interest in making demons look as good as possible in Frosthaven. At the end of the day, we do want a good, quiet life. Yes, but unfortunately, not all demons agree. And when they show up, we step in. And that's yours if you want it. I have a new copy, but I have to warn you, it's a bit graphic. Top pages are all the particulars, names, addresses, and a description of the scene. Inside of each folder, though, is an envelope. I caution you against opening that envelope. Crime scene photos, by their very nature, can be unsettling. Demon crime scene photos? Doubly so. Well, unfortunately for me, I have to look at them. But that's why I said for you, this could either be a few minutes or a few hours. It's your pick to take. By all means, please. Go ahead, browse, read, whatever you're comfortable with. If you're going to get into this, I want you to be wholly informed. Because it wouldn't be fair of me to just spring this on you. Consent is important in all facets of life. So, this is me, giving you everything you need to know before you consent. Starting at the top then. Well, that is where this all started. The pictures there are not as graphic, but it is a demon summon circle, so... Yes, I think some fool was trying to summon something to grant a wish, and... well, that's when they showed up. Oh yes, like I said, they were born of a human, but Cambion have the interesting ability to portal through summonings. They probably sensed it, decided to have some fun, and popped in. Yes, we call it summoning hijacking, or summon jacking for short, but, well, that's not the most polite sounding thing in a public company. Yes, well, like I said, it's a rudimentary summon. It wouldn't have been hard for them to hijack it. In that case, the individual living in the home got lucky. They were able to get out, and I guess our target decided they had enough self control. Never do your business on the street. The neighbors are always watching. Yes, that's how I ended up with 3 complaints from the Homeowners Association. Granted, I wasn't killing anyone on the front lawn. For the record, sometimes passions overthrow. It wasn't anything truly malicious, just harmless fun that got a little out of hand, and neighbors who are far too stuck up and rigid minded. Well, we can go over my history at a later date, but at least with this one's history, we find that they kept their composure at that moment. The next one, not so much. Cambions have a wrath component to them. Big enough fight, ugly enough brawl, and they'll sense it. In that case, they did. As far as we can tell, it was a squabble between roommates. It got louder and louder. Eventually, it got out of hand. Yes, well, as you can see, out of hand turned greatly out of hand. Best we can figure, they were in the area at the time. Sensed the fight, the wrath. It was too much, too delectable to them. They had to go see what was going on. It's a bit different for me, don't worry, but I can understand where they were coming from. Needless to say, I have more self control. I've never tried to just enter somebody's house and join in, after all. Like I said, I have more self control. Thank you very much. Yes, like I said, those photos might be a bit. Or not, I guess. That's exactly how the police found them. Sam was called to that one directly. He said the photos don't, well, they don't do it justice. Yes, they're all like that. 25 cases over the last 6 months. It's quite a repertoire to have built in such a small amount of time. We can tell they're young, in terms of being a demon anyway. They're reckless, but with this power, there's a patron somewhere looking over them. It's the only explanation for it. Because 25 in 6 months doesn't make sense otherwise. Yeah, that would catch the alarms somewhere. The other ones, well, they get progressively worse and or weirder. But again, if you're going to be involved in this, I need you to know what you're walking into. Because it wouldn't be fair of me to not inform you. I'm an incubus. I'm not an asshole. I have a friend for that. Well, I'd say he would do my tattoos, but human made tattoos are not made for the infernal flesh. Oh, goodness, no, he's not a human, and if he ever heard me call him that, I think he would have a fit, but the point still stands. There's nothing he can imprint on my skin. Only certain things can do that. Well, be that as it may, this is me opening the door fully. This world is wild and dangerous and not for the faint of heart. It's dangerous out here. You could, you could end up bloodied. Hmm. You really are raring to go. I shouldn't be surprised. I saw what you majored in after all. Begs the question why you took my class your last year. That should have been a sophomore era class. You what? You skipped my class because it seemed what? In all my years of teaching and existing, I don't think anyone has ever had the gall to call me boring before. Well now, you're lucky I'm being professional. No, no, I'm being professional. So I take it you're in then? I would attempt to talk you out of this, but I don't think you will be swayed, will you? What can I say? I'm a big fan of informed consent. And I have to admit your bravado is charming. Well, if you're coming along for this, journey, as it were, you should have this. Oh, don't even start. It's not that kind of gift. Besides, if I was getting you that kind of gift, it would be a lot more flattering. It would have emeralds or rubies or some other gemstone that you humans seem to adore. Well, when you come from brimstone, a rock is still just a rock at the end of the day, but what do I know? My skin is my gemstone, apparently. Open it. It's got a very unpronounceable name in some ancient Nordic tongue, but most know it as the Wayfarer's Compass. In this case, it's a ward, a bit of protection, if you will. Whenever you're wearing it, if you find yourself in danger, I'll know. If you are imperiled, I will know about it, and I will come and save you. Well, it's not much, unfortunately. I can't give you proper warding charms. I can't do magic like that, but at least it'll get me to you fast enough. From there, I should be able to handle anything that the world throws at us. It is not a calling card for me. You have my cell phone for that. Well, I suppose I should be happy that you're joking. Most people would see those files and run away, and yet here you are. I take it we're going to be here for a few hours. I'm going to need another cup of coffee. What about you? That's the spirit. Like I said, I have a tab open. No, no, this one's on me. You can get the next one. There will be many late nights with many, many coffee runs. Oh, no, don't mind the barista. He and I just, we know each other. He's being coy. Don't mind him, just, it'll be alright. Yes, yes, it will be alright. Just go, order. We have a lot of work to start.